Alright guys, I'm making this video today because I had a message on YouTube kind of disrespecting the 380 ACP. And here we have a couple of calibers I'm going to talk about today. Over here is a 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum, 25 ACP, 32 ACP, 380 ACP, 9mm Makarov, 9mm Parabellum, or 9x19, and then we have the 38 Special. This is a plus P actually, gold dot. Okay, so the message I received pretty much told me that the 380 ACP is a old woman's round. It's meant for people with arthritis, and it is kind of a junky round in comparison to the 9mm Luger, and we're talking out of a less than 3-inch barrel. That's what I was talking about, and a 3-inch barrel as well. But let me show you something here. Here is a very popular design gun that a lot of people go to for concealed carry. This particular gun is a Kel-Tec P32, so it's a 32 caliber version. They also make it, as we know, in the 380 and the ACP, and then they have the Ruger LCP and the Taurus TCP. They're all 380s. And there's a reason why I went to 32 over the 380. The 380 out of this size barrel, a 2.75 or 2 1/4 inch barrel, 3/4 inch barrel, will not get the full ballistics. And there is a serious problem with the 380 if you're not going to get full ballistics out of it. And here's the problem. When you're shooting a guy with a gun like this, you want to make sure you're getting proper penetration. Now the 380 ACP is completely capable of getting the penetration needed. The problem is that the 380 was not designed to be shot out of a 2 3/4 inch barrel gun. And you got to worry about the mushrooming of the hollow point happening rapidly and not going far enough into the person. Okay, now a lot of us go by the whole 12-inch penetration that the FBI standard says, and most of the time you're going to see less than that with these small barrels with the 380. And that is why I chose the 32 ACP over the 380 in this size gun. The 32 ACP with a 2 3/4 inch barrel can get full ballistics and will not ever penetrate with a full metal jacket, unlike the 380. Because even in the short barrel, the 380 will ever penetrate, and then you have problems and liability issues. And I don't want that, so I chose a 32 caliber. Not to mention that it's more controllable, less blast and recoil, and it holds one more in the chamber. As a lot of you guys know, even the most seasoned shooters, the 380 in these small guns is not really a pleasure to shoot. Some people will say it's not a big deal or a problem, but most of us can agree that it is not pleasurable. The 32, on the other hand, is not as big of a deal, and it's much more controllable. And, something else about the 32 ACP. To the guy that said that the 380 was an old woman's round, the 32 is clearly a lesser round than the 380, yet General Patton chose to carry it. So General Patton was a pretty tough guy, if you ask me, and he chose a 32, so I guess was he an old woman? I would say not. I would say he's a pretty tough man. Now, here is a 380, a properly sized 380, okay? This is a subcompact size gun. This is a Bursa Thunder 380 concealed carry model. This gun with a 3 1/4 inch barrel will get the full ballistics necessary, okay, for a 380 ACP to penetrate and expand properly, okay? And let me tell you something else. A 9mm in this size will be about the same effectiveness as this 380. A lot of people are probably scratching their heads saying, well, how is that possible that the 9mm is a stronger and better gun? Well, here's the thing about short barrels. Most calibers will not burn all their powder, including the 9mm. And if it doesn't burn all the powder, it will not get its full ballistics. And actually, there is a YouTube video out there, maybe, I think there's actually two of them, showing side-by-side comparisons in ballistics gel with denim and bare gelatin as well. And the 9mm only got about a 1/4 inch more penetration than the 380. This 380 here holds 8 plus 1. So you're going to get 2 or 3 more rounds than a lot of the 9mm out there that hold maybe 6 rounds. Okay? You got like 2 more rounds in here. You also have less blast and recoil. It's more controllable, faster follow-up shots. To me, the 9mm is a waste in this size gun. Now, in a compact gun or a full-size gun, the 9mm reigns supreme over the lesser calibers. Okay? It does. And you can get a high capacity and all that. But out of these small single-stack guns that you're looking at for concealed carry, the 380 ACP is fine. The 9mm is not going to be what you think it's going to be. And let me show you something here. This big, beefy Ruger P95 has a 3.9 inch barrel. It's 9mm. Even with this barrel length, you're not really getting the full ballistics or full potential out of the 9mm Luger. But you are getting about 340 foot-pounds of energy, which is not bad. Something in the ballpark of 340 to 360. So, you know, you're getting close to full ballistics, but the 4 to 4.5 inch barrel mark is where you're really going to see the 9mm truly shine with its full potential. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that. And that's why a lot of people ask me, you know, Piedmonte, why do you like these small calibers? It's not that I like small calibers, although I do. It's not the reason why I buy them. I buy them because they fit the bill, they fit the role that I need. They are controllable, they maintain the power needed for the smaller sized guns, and I have the quick follow-up shots, ease of carry, etc., etc. Now, when I go to sleep at night, this is the gun I have next to me. It's not my little pocket guns. Okay? When I'm up in the corner, I want to have something nice and big like this. The same rule applies to a 38 Special, for instance. This is a snub-nosed revolver. Okay? A lot of us that are gun collectors out there, we have these little 5, 6, 7 shot snubbies in our collection. We have at least 1 or 2. And as you know, the 38 Special is a pretty good round. But out of this little 2-inch barrel, you're not going to get anywhere near close to the full ballistics. Although, that said, the 38 Special with these new loads, like the Spear Gold Dot for the short barrel, are still very devastating rounds. For that reason, it does pay off to have a little snub-nosed revolver in your carry, concealed carry, what's the word I'm looking for? Rotation. Your concealed carry rotation. The 2-inch barrel is fine for a 38 Special. And a lot of people that have arthritis problems might go to a 22 or a 22 Magnum in a snub-nosed revolver. I would say go with a 22 Magnum any day. It's going to pack a little bit more power and it's still going to have the tumbling effect. But that said, for people that do have these guns already and think that they're getting some 300 foot-pounds of energy from it, you're wrong. This 2-inch barrel limits the power of the 22 Magnum to about 100 foot-pounds of energy. Okay? And that's what you're going to expect from a 40-grain bullet in the 22 Magnum load. The 22 long rifle load is going to be down to about 70 foot-pounds of energy. And if you want something that's low in recoil, you might as well get the one that's going to pack more punch with the same felt recoil. 22 Magnum's the way I would go personally. Nothing wrong with it. This was my first carry gun. It serves a very limited role now. But when I had a surgery done and I was really messed up from all the drugs I was taking, I was very weak, I went to this gun. The 22 Magnum, low recoil, and it served a purpose. And if I ever have another surgery, I can still have this on me for protection. Alright, without having the nasty recoil of some of the other rounds. Last but not least, we have a 25 and a 22 long rifle. Okay? We have the Beretta Bobcat Taurus PT-22. Now, a lot of people will choose the 22 simply because it's cheaper to shoot. And it is unloaded. The 22 might be cheaper to shoot, And it is deadly. Don't get me wrong. 22 is a very deadly round, and it has killed many people. It's not the power of the 22 that I'm concerned with. I'm not concerned about it being too weak, because it's not. My concern is that it is a rimfire. And the rimfire of the semi-automatic to me is a no-no, no matter what you say. I don't care if you're shooting CCIs out of it, whatever. It's a little bit too risky for me. Now, why did I get this gun? Well, there's two reasons why I got the gun. I wanted to compare its quality to the Beretta, number one. And number two, I want to be able to keep up my practice with small guns like these, so I have a 22 now that I can do that with. Now, the 25 and the 22 are usually the ones that most elderly people go to. It's not the 380 ACP, which this person thinks that that's what they go to. And I talk to a lot of them. I know a lot of them. And the 380 ACP, they don't even own a 380 ACP. Okay, it's too nasty for them. That's what they tell me. But this 25 ACP holds 8+1. A lot of people in my family own a gun just like this or this gun. They carry it, or they have it in their home somewhere. It's 25 ACP. A lot of the people in my family are old school. They know the power of this little cartridge. A lot of people today, we laugh at the 25 ACP. We think that it's not a good round. We think it's crap because we have these little micro 380s and 9mm out there. But let me tell you something about the 25. 25 is a very low recoil gun, and it has a very good track record in Europe, believe it or not. The 25 ACP has been used by people like the Grim Sleeper. If you don't know who the Grim Sleeper is, look him up. He shot 13 people. 12 of them were one-shot kills with a 25 ACP, and they were shots to the chest, not the head. And most of them dropped almost instantly. So the 25 ACP is a very deadly little round, and it deserves respect. All these calibers here deserve respect. You know, is this my choice for concealed carry? It's not. No. Is it a backup weapon for me? Yeah, you know what? It can ride as a backup weapon for me sometimes. I prefer the Kel-Tec P32 myself, but I like the gun, and I wouldn't hesitate to carry it as a backup weapon on the ankle. And you have the centerfire, which is nice. Okay, 25 ACP is a centerfire. And the 32 and the 25 are the only cartridges, handgun cartridges, that will reach full ballistics out of a less than 3-inch barrel. Okay? Their powder will burn, and it will propel at the advertised rate. The 32 ACP will range from 120 foot-pounds energy to about 140 foot-pounds energy. Just depends on the loads, where they come from. A lot of the European loads, they are hotter loads. The 25 ACP, anywhere from 63 to 70 foot-pounds of energy. So not a lot, but still enough to take somebody down. It only takes 59 foot-pounds energy to hit the brain. So bear that in mind. Up close, the 25 ACP can get the job done. So with that said, I hope you realize now that the 380 ACP and the 9mm are very similar in these small barrel guns, and it really comes down to not the cartridge itself, but the length of the barrel. Okay? That's what it all comes down to. So with that said, I'm out of here. Piedmonte 89 out. Remember, anti-gun is anti-American. Peace.